Jamaal Tinsley is making a strong bid for Big 12 Player of the Year honors, and his team is shooting for another Big 12 championship. Live from Hilton Coliseum in Ames, it's Big 12 Conference basketball. The 8th-rated Iowa State Cyclones against the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm John Walters, along with Gary Thompson. Who would have thunk it? Iowa State's in a position tonight with a victory to clinch at least a share of the Big 12 championship again. And Gary, when Marcus Fizer left, not many people thought that was possible, but Martin Rancic has done a great job inside.
He really has done a great job of filling in for Marcus Fizer. He came to Iowa State as a European-type player who wants to do it on the outside. But he's been sold by the coaches, you have to go inside, and that's what he's done. He's taken his game inside. He's having the best season ever at Iowa State, averaging over 13 points a game, and his shooting percentage well over the 50% mark. And also, besides that, he's done a great job defensively.
Well, he has a partner of crime down in the paint, though, and Paul Shirley also having a great senior year.
Well, Paul's developed into a real leader on this Iowa State club. He's what I call a self-made player. He came to Iowa State, he's developed himself, he's improved every year, improved his strength, he developed a little jump hook, and he's extremely effective when he can get that ball from the inside with a pass and take it right to the basket, and he's got the quickness also to beat you inside and stuff it like he does right there.
Well, this Texas Tech team under Coach James Dickey has 4 freshmen in its 9-man rotation. High-flying Mikey Marshall is one of them. Starting lineups are coming up next. Cellular, the way people talk around here. It's the 8th meeting between Iowa State and Texas Tech. The Cyclones lead the series 6-1 and have never lost to the Red Raiders in Ames. Let's check the starting lineups for our contest, brought to you by U.S. Cellular. And for Coach James Dickey, Jason Mitchell and Jamal Brown. Team with Mikey Marshall in a 3-guard attack, and 2 veterans up front, Cliff Owens and Andy Ellis, their leading scorer at 15 points a game. And for Iowa State, it's a 3-pronged attack in the backcourt with Cantrell Horton and Jamaal Tinsley, the seniors. Jake Sullivan, a candidate for Freshman of the Year in the Big 12 Conference, and Paul Shirley and Martin Rancic up front. Time now for Gary Thompson's Keys to Victory, brought to you by Balance Pro Herbicide.
Well, for James Dickey's Red Raiders, they need to end the shooting slump. They've shot 33% and 31% in their last 2 games. They also have to score big inside. They struggle as a team from the outside. For Iowa State and Larry Eustachy's club, one is to pressure out front. They got a couple of young guards and a junior college guard playing his first year. And the other thing, they have to get back quick, because that junior college guard, Jamal Brown, will push the ball down after made baskets or missed. Doesn't make any difference.
Well, Iowa State fans have got their game hair on for this one. A chance to wrap up another Big 12 championship next. Conference race is coming right down to the wire. Just 1 game separating the top 4 teams, but Iowa State, Gary, in the driver's seat if they can win these 2 at home this week.
Well, and a win here tonight would not only help them clinch a tie, but also give them their 35th straight win here on the home court.
Hard to believe that Jamaal Tinsley, Richard Evans, and Cantrell Horton have never lost a game at Hilton Coliseum. It's really a remarkable run by these seniors. And of course, Paul Shirley and Martin Rancic, 5th-year seniors, but what a run to say you've never lost a game at Hilton Coliseum.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, and I'm sure they want these 2 last games here as much as anybody, so they can say that they've never beaten.
Rancic inside, had it denied by Jason Mitchell, the top shot blocker for Texas Tech. It's his 21st of the season. Andy Ellis on the other end. And Rancic might have gotten a piece of that, and then a foul on the rebound.
Well, you get used to seeing that out of Paul Shirley. Good block off.
Owens got the foul. There's the block by Mitchell. Got a little piece of that one. Mitchell is what James Dickey calls his best defender. He wears the number 50, and now he's out on the perimeter against Tinsley. He's very versatile, about 6'4". Good entry pass to Shirley.
Well, we've seen that play enough times in the season that way. They do a good job of that. Back pick, and then...
and they love to run that play early in the game.
Yes.
Down low, Owens. Flip Owens gets the dunk, and it's a 2-2 game.
And that's where the Red Raiders we talked about, between Owens and Ellis, they have to fill it up on the inside.
Flip Owens, 5 double-doubles on the season. The veterans on the in the paint for Texas Tech. Down low, Rancic. Cantrell Horton trying to get out of that shooting slump. And he tossed it away that time. Ellis up with the interception.
That pass a little bit too much to the inside. If he gets it out away from him, he's got a chance to go get it.
Mitchell against Tinsley on the perimeter. And this is Jamaal Brown, the junior college point guard for Texas Tech. He's a good one. Brown wears number 11. Pass tipped out of bounds. It'll belong to the Red Raiders. Let's look at that entry pass again to Shirley, the one that worked.
See him come there, gets a pick from Sullivan right in there, gets a beautiful pass, and all he has to do is turn and lay it up right in rhythm.
Ellis at the other end, and Rancic rebounds for Iowa State. Tinsley would like to run. Yo-yoing that dribble behind the back. Down low, Paul Shirley. Against Owens with a hook shot. He got it.
Good to see Paul Shirley off to a good start.
He has all 4 for Iowa State. Mitchell, high-low, pass intercepted by Shirley. Here comes Tinsley on a spin. Tinsley over to Sullivan, he threw it away. Larry Eustace saying that's 2 turnovers already, guys. Let's get with it.
Pass inside. Here's we talked about in the top of the shoulder, the little jump hook that he really developed in his senior year here. Nice touch on it. And now the defensive play on the other end. Plays both ends of the court.
And Shirley defending Owens again. And a foul called on the floor on Paul Shirley. That's a physical matchup. Shirley and Owens in the paint.
Well, let's watch this. Paul Shirley goes up, kind of bodies him there. And then there's the bang right there by Owens. Evidently made the call on the original bump by Shirley, which really wasn't much there.
Ellis walked with it. Iowa State gets it on the turnover. James Dickey in his 10th year at Texas Tech, when he took over the program, they were 35 and 79 the 4 years prior to his arrival. He's done a very nice job at Texas Tech.
166 and 121 is his record around Tech. Was assistant to Eddie Sutton for a number of years, so you know he learned his basketball well.
And a real gentleman, too. Down low, Rancic. Good dunk under move. It slipped out of his hands, but went in. He'll take it.
Like squeezing a grape. Pops, slipped right out of there.
Owens with a turnaround jumper over Shirley, and clearing is Cantrell Horton, the leading defensive rebounder for the Cyclones. Tinsley, a crossover.
Beautiful.
And a look to Rancic.
Oh, what a play.
That happened so quickly, I don't think half the crowd appreciated what they just saw.
John, Dave Bliss can't tell me that Heinrich is...
Hey, it's your life. Albertsons, it's your store.
The Cyclones up 8-2, and here's how they've done it. Right here, Martin Rancic on the low post. We talked about him working in up fake, steps it through and gets it down for a nice 2 points. You're going to see him get another 2. Here the result of great play right here by Jamaal Tinsley. The pass inside actually gets hit on the elbow. Probably should have been a 3-point play. Enough strength to fight through and get the deuce. Excuse me.
Iowa State 4 of 5 from the floor. Texas Tech struggling. It's a 6-point lead for the Cyclones. Texas Tech offensively has struggled for several weeks now. Ellis lost it out of bounds. It belongs to the Cyclones. This Texas Tech team has really had its problems for Coach James Dickey getting shots into the basket.
And you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to get it down low and then inside to Cliff Owens and Andy Ellis, 2 of their more veteran players.
Horton on a bounce to Rancic. Inside fadeaway.
And you know, Rancic, when he used to fade away, but from a distance that were further out. Now when he's right in there, you still got that strength on that fadeaway to have some touch on it.
Left-hand jumper is good by Jason Mitchell. It's a 3-pointer and a rare 3 for the Red Raiders. They are not a good 3-point shooting team.
In fact, 28% on the year.
Worst in the Big 12, and Iowa State's the best 3-point shooting team in the country. Here's the reason why. Jake Sullivan. Down low to Rancic. Boy, they're really getting it inside. And that time Ellis clears the defensive board. Rancic and Shirley have scored all 10 of Iowa State's points. Mikey Marshall, another freshman. It's a very young Texas Tech team. Mitchell hit the 3 a moment ago. Down low they go to Ellis. Drew the foul. It's the second foul on Paul Shirley. So Paul picks up 2 quick ones. And we will probably see Tyree Pearson. We will early on in this one.
And you know Paul Shirley, there's nothing a player hates worse than that. You pick up that quick second, you know you're getting the hook and coming out. And he's doing it helping out in that situation, too. Helping his teammate out.
2 free throws coming for Andy Ellis, the leading scorer for this Texas Tech team. Ellis at 15 points a game. Brings the first.
Here he's seen coming a little late, tries to get up there and goes away from it, keeps his hands up. There was not a lot of contact, but we know they're calling it a lot closer this year than they ever have.
There are the numbers on Andy Ellis. Nice junior for this Texas Tech team. He'll be back next week.
Coming off an 18-point game against the Cowboys.
Well, Texas Tech climbing back into it. The Red Raiders have cut it down to a 3-point game despite the efforts of Martin Rancic, who has 6 to lead Iowa State.
Getting inside.
SIPCO and our electric partner providers, the power to deliver, the power to grow.
Iowa State's lead is 10-7. Look at the points in the paint. Our Budweiser quick stat, 10-2 Cyclones. Martin Rancic with 6 of them, Gary.
Yep, you see this on his fadeaway jumper. He's been taking it to the basket, getting inside. This time he takes it into the lane. Little fadeaway jumper.
Iowa State, the leading 3-point shooting team in the entire nation, and yet they're a better basketball team, Gary, when they get the ball inside.
That's right. A lot of things good happen when they're inside. To start the game, particularly, get to the foul line early.
Good patience there by both Sullivan and Horton.
But the Raiders in the zone, looks like 2-3.
Well, the zone is usually when Sullivan's eyes light up, so we will see what happens. He has Mitchell over on that side, a good defender. Might not find a lot of freedom over there. Tyree Pearson struggling with the dribble. Had it knocked away. Iowa State will keep it with 2 to shoot. 2 on the shot clock. And you're going to basically catch and shoot in this situation.
Well, there he is, Stacy, a little upset. Tyree didn't make a move and go for the shot. Now they got 2 seconds. There's
Tinsley will fire a lean-in 3. Banked it too hard. Tipped the rebound to Jamaal Brown. Look at him scatter into the front court. Lightning quick, Jamaal Brown. Ellis banks it in, and it's a 1-point game.
Well, Iowa State led in the paint 10-2, but Texas Tech, that's where they want to go with their offense. They got the 2 big kids on the inside. You know, that last time, I'm pretty sure Tinsley just threw that ball on the board and was going to go get it. He does that in practice a lot of times in their drills.
Tinsley, a crossover dribble. Double teamed out there. Now Pearson. Quick turnaround. Got it.
Well, he's got nice touch around the basket.
Tyree Pearson with his first 2 points, and Iowa State's lead is back up to 3.
Tyree with back-to-back double-digit scoring performances the last 2 ball games.
Mitchell missed the 3, and Sullivan tracks down the rebound. Jamaal Tinsley against Mitchell, a good defender.
You see the Red Raiders, it looks like they're going back man for man.
And Mitchell reached in and got the steal. Mitchell in on Rancic. Banked it too hard, and the rebound to Horton. Now Iowa State with the numbers here. Pearson again. Everything's coming inside, Gary.
Right. It's there, it's open, and take advantage of it. Why not?
14-9, all 14 Iowa State points coming from the front court. We hear so much about the guards, but there's some talent up front, too. Johnny Phillips, back to Brown. Brown's fun to watch.
Yeah, quick little guard.
Quick. Out to Mikey Marshall for 3. And a weak side rebound, but a foul called first on Tyree Pearson. Let's watch Pearson with that quick release, Gary.
It's good. See, right? Yes, you're right. Quick, and he's quick off the floor, too. he's able to get that ball right up over the top of the defenders. Now Mick inside right here, Horton down inside, goes up, there again, the quick jump. Boom, he's just up and he beats the defenders. They can't get up with him.
Iowa State's lead is 5. Mitchell to Phillips rather in the post, and he's struggling with it. Tinsley comes out of the pack. Tinsley will set things up and spread the floor. Shane Power on the floor now for the Cyclones. Tinsley behind the back. Shot clock at 10. Crossover. Bullet pass. Pearson didn't see it coming. Can't blame that one on Tinsley. Some other scores from around the nation on our ESPN USA Today Top 25 scoreboard. Virginia leading Clemson. Yeah, Virginia really kind of battling with Iowa State for seedings in the North. Boston College is also in that mix. Georgetown trailing Rutgers. And Oklahoma State up on Baylor. Quick turnaround for both Oklahoma State and Texas Tech. They played on Monday night. Now they're right back at it on Wednesday. That was because of that makeup game. The tragedy.
Iowa State's defense is really going to have to tough it up on the inside. Front of them, trying to keep them from the ball as much as possible. There's Owens. Tyree doing a good job, doesn't keep it away. And who's that? Richard Evans just a little late. Almost had the interception.
Second dunk of the game for Cliff Owens, and the backboard at that end is still shaking. 14-11 in favor of the Cyclones. Shirley with those 2 fouls will come back at the next break, but not before Pearson puts in another hook.
And a nice entry pass by Cantrell Horton.
Iowa State has 16 points. All of them have come from the front court. Brown goes by Tinsley. Evans up high for the rebound. Now Jamaal on a push.
You know, John, Evans had his wrist wrapped Monday in practice, and I asked him, he sprained it, and he said, yeah. I said, is it going to bother your shooting? No, I never shoot. He said, I just play defense, rebound, and hustle. That's my job.
Horton misses a 3. Evans kept it alive, but Owens comes out of there with it. And again, Brown races into the front court. Jamaal Brown on a fadeaway baseline, and he got it.
Brown just a 34% shooter, but this is what is part of their offense. They can get it to him after a make or miss. Doesn't make any difference. He's going to push it down the floor, see if he can make something happen for an easy basket.
Brown among the league leaders in assists, but also a capable scorer. He averaged 27 points a game in junior college. Pearson down low. Lost it, got it back, but a jump ball to call, and an alternate possession to Texas Tech. Paul Shirley returns, and the Cyclone lead is down to 3. 10:51 to go here in the first half. The Cyclone lead is 3. Here's another Budweiser quick stat for you. The rebounds. Iowa State the best rebounding team in the Big 12, but Texas Tech the worst. And Tyree Pearson getting it done on the inside. We want to remind you that later in the game we'll be choosing an Iowa State player for the Liberty Herbicide Off the Bench Award. That'll be coming up a bit later on. Right now, Shirley back in there with those 2 fouls. And there's an offensive foul on Texas Tech.
Cliff
Mitchell.
Mitchell was. And you see, you have to play defense on this Iowa State team. Tyree Pearson came in there, boom, 3 for 3, but he's sitting down because he's giving them back up on the other end.
And defense was certainly the point of emphasis, I imagine, in practice this week after that Texas game.
And that's one thing Larry Eustace himself said. He's been a little disappointed with their defense. They just haven't played as good a defense as they had in the past.
Shane Power on a kick out to Tinsley. 3-pointer, missing. And it'll belong to Texas Tech.
Well, John, this is the kind of team that's 9 for 16, 3 for 11 in the conference. But you do not want to fool around with a team like this and let them gain confidence and stay with you and stay with you. This is the kind of team you want to get out and blow them out early and destroy them and not let their confidence get up.
You can see the numbers on Tyree Pearson tonight and what he's done lately, and he's been terrific of late. Down low, Owens. In on Evans. Tough turnaround, got it, and Cliff Owens with 3 field goals. Texas Tech is within 1.
And Owens, once he gets it on the turnaround, he's 3 inches bigger than Evans right now, so he's going to get the shot.
At the other end, Evans was pushed by Hayes, and the foul will go on Brandon Hayes.
6'8" freshman for the Red Raiders. Good look at him right there, and
has not played a lot this season. Horton to trigger. Power on a drive all the way in. And he drew a foul. Shane Power with a strong move to the hoop.
I like to see that. You know, Shane Power has not really shot that many free throws this year and taken. He takes it part way usually. This time he takes it all the way to the hoop and draws the foul.
A terrific free throw shooter. He's hit 16 of 18 in Big 12 play. 89% in conference games, 77% for the season for Power. When will we learn, Gary?
Yeah, rare miss by Shane.
Get it figured out one of these days.
One of the coaches tell me he is the team's practical joker. He's the #1 practical joker on this team. Keeps everybody loose.
Now Power missed them both. We're at Hilton Coliseum in Ames. It's Texas Tech and 8th-rated Iowa State. John Walters and Gary Thompson with him. The Cyclones' lead is down to just 1 at 16-15. Midway through this first half. Three-point attempt is off the mark by Marcus Shropshire, and the Cyclones control.
Rebound by Evans. Had 6 in that Texas game, which led the Cyclones.
Tinsley on the bench right now. Sullivan palming the ball. Bounces it out to Horton. Shot clock at 16 as Cantrell goes to work. And they fouled him on the perimeter. And Cliff Owens just picked up his second foul. So now the big guys for both teams. Paul Shirley for Iowa State, Cliff Owens for Texas Tech, each with 2 fouls. Iowa State shooting the ball well. And again, Gary, they've been getting the ball inside. All 8 of those field goals inside.
Yeah, and you'd think they'd be leading by more than 1 point right now, but they're giving them up on the defensive end. It's been a little too easy for the Red Raiders to get the ball on the inside.
Howard tried to go baseline and stuff it, and it was rejected. Here comes Texas Tech. Andre Emmett in traffic, and Texas Tech has the lead.
There's another good-looking freshman, Andre Emmett.
This has to be encouraging for James Dickey. His team has struggled, losing 9 of its last 10. But so far, they've played well tonight. Horton in traffic. Drew a foul, and he'll go to the line. Andy Ellis gets the foul.
So Horton trying to get his teammates together, and as a senior right now, he's telling, hey, guys, let's get going. Let's not get ourselves in trouble. We got a chance to clinch this Big 12 championship.
6-0 Texas Tech run. Well, you know, Gary, last year down in Lubbock.
Yes.
That game that had a chance to do the same thing as tonight's, to clinch a share of the conference championship. It was a real struggle. Texas Tech led most of that game. Horton gets the first backcourt point of the night for the Cyclones. Jamaal Brown returns. No one's a good around. Iowa State eventually did pull away and win that game down in Lubbock behind 35 points from Marcus Fizer.
Got a look right here at the #1 free throw shooter in the Big 12 Conference at 86.5 coming into this game.
Horton hit them both, and the Cyclones regain the lead, and that has the crowd trying to pick them up on this end of the floor. Mitchell down low to Ellis. Shirley thought he had it clean, and that'll be the 3rd foul on Paul Shirley.
Boy, that one hurts if you're a Cyclone fan. Well, let's watch. It looked like a block, but let's see. The officials are a lot closer to us. Comes up. Yeah, I think when I look at it there, he probably gets part of the hand from behind.
It's now decision time for Larry Eustachian. It looks like he's going to bring Martin Rancic in for Shirley. Ellis hits the free throw. So Shirley now with 3 fouls, and Paul's only played about 4 minutes in this game, but he's going to probably sit out the rest of the first half, I would guess. Score tied at 18. Ellis missed the second, and Power up high to get that rebound.
Shane Power usually has the good hands. I mean, he has good strength in his hands, and in a crowd, he'll come away with the ball.
Texas Tech in a zone. Sullivan, pump fake, lean in, pass to Evans. And stripped nicely by Mitchell. Again, Jason Mitchell Great defender for Texas Tech.
Quick hands, and Brown, that's what he'll do. He'll get you going. He's got that speed to get by you and break you down.
I'm not saying he's in the same class, but Jamaal Brown reminds me a little bit of Allen Iverson with his,
with his
size and his speed to the basket, too. He just explodes to the hoop.
Cantrell Horton there backpedaling, and he's coming at him full speed. A little head fake to the right, and then he blows by him to the left.
Jamaal Brown, mentioned earlier, a junior college transfer, and he's made a real impact.
Played that junior college ball at Fort Scott Community College down in Kansas.
I mentioned he averaged 26 points a game down there. Made 1 of 2 free throws here, 3 points for Brown. And Texas Tech, Iowa State, all it can handle so far. It's a 19-18 Red Raider lead. Under 8 minutes to play in the first half, and Texas Tech leading 8th-rated Iowa State 19-18. And the Big 12 wants to remind you the tickets for the 2001 NCAA Regional first and second round games in Kansas City are available only through the Kemper Arena box office. Iowa State fans attending the Phillips 66 Big 12 men's basketball tournament should take note that the American Royal Center, located immediately south of Kemper Arena, will remain open following the championship game for watching the NCAA tournament ticket party. And then the box office will be open to sell tickets to the NCAA games in Kansas City, March 16th through 18th. Tickets $120 each. Payment must be made in cash.
Well, the Cyclones regain the lead. They break the pressure, and Sullivan with the little running jump shot on the other end. The Texas Red Raiders counter right away.
This is basically an offensive explosion from Texas Tech. They've struggled to score. Sullivan misses a 3. Power gets the board. Shane Power.
You know, I thought maybe Shane Power made a mistake of putting the ball on the floor where he should have caught it because he was wide open and just taken it, laid it up.
Had some time there. Jamaal Brown against Horton. Backs him up and fires. Oh, boy. Quick crossover dribble in the jumper by Jamaal Brown.
Here you're finding the case. We talked about Texas Tech shooting 33% and 31%. The 2 previous games are now at 50. So something about Iowa State, they're turning these teams on. Texas the same way. Not a good shooting team, but lit it up against Iowa State.
Sullivan against Shropshire. And it'll belong to Iowa State. Sullivan struggling.
Yeah, he tried to really fake that thing and draw a foul, and I think was lucky to get it back out of bounds.
Jamaal Tinsley has spent considerable time on the Iowa State bench here in the first half. Had a couple turnovers early. Rancic on a jumper left side. He got it. Martin Rancic now with 8 points to lead Iowa State. And the Cyclones are back in front. This is the end of the floor where Iowa State has to improve, Gary. I think Larry Eustace cannot be real happy with the defense here in the first half.
You're correct about that. That's he's talked about. That's the thing that's been killing them. They've been scoring enough points at Texas the game too to win. But you got to shut them down in this end.
Brown on a jumper over Horton, and that's hard to stop. And Brown picks the pocket of Horton. Brown to the hoop for a layup. And 4 straight points from Jamaal Brown to put Texas Tech up by 3. Timeout Iowa State. Larry Eustace is not happy. He's going to tell the team to stay out there, though. He's just going to get Tinsley in the game. It's a 30-second timeout, but he has nothing to say. Here's a CarQuest playing for keeps replay. Jamaal Brown is so quick out there on that perimeter defense, Gary. You have to be alert. Take a look what he does to Horton here.
Right there, and you know, Horton has, or Brown rather, has him backing off. Horton backing off him on offense, and there he strips him for another 2.
That's the CarQuest playing for keeps replay. See your nearest CarQuest store.